and we will not. To find peaceful solutions for the problems, we will support every positive method. And our observation mission, as you know, is of great importance. As of its foundation in 2014, the presidency of the mission is being run by Turkish ambassadors. And this is an important dimension of our relations with Ukraine. And another dimension of our relations is to do with the Crimean Tatar people in Ukraine. We have been keeping a close track on the developments regarding that subject, and with the Crimean leadership and the Ukrainian authorities, we address that issue very much frequently. The brothers and sisters in Crimea, the situation that they are in currently will be one of the top subjects in our agenda. And we hope that this visit will be bringing about auspicious outcomes for both of our countries. I would like to extend my greatest regards to each and every one of you. Distinguished friends, if you have questions, now I would like to leave the floor to you. The floor is yours. From A News, my name is Mahmoud Keshan. In the morning, we received the bad news. We have 4 martyrs and 9 injured soldiers. And the speaker, Ibrahim Cullen, shared a post on Twitter and said that those who were responsible will be held accountable. What will be the next? Will there be a new development to come? Distinguished friends, the operation is currently ongoing. And we have identified about 40 spots, and these locations are within the target scope of our operation, and around 30 to 35 Syrians on the opposite side have been neutralized so far. But of course, we will not put an end to this. The operation will continue. In particular, with the Russian authorities, we said you are not the counterpart for us. The counterpart in this case for us is the Syrian regime, so that we will not be blocked away. Because on one hand, we have soldiers falling martyrs, and it is not possible for us to remain silent. We will continue to ask for accountability, and our artilleries, our F-16s, they're all are operating in the field, and these locations are being under fire now, are being operated on through strikes. Do you have, Mr. President, a meeting about this with the other authorities? Our national intelligence, the defense ministry, and all the other relevant authorities of Turkey are now engaged in activities to make contacts with the relevant other third parties. And of course, more importantly, if the process does not turn out as we desire, then I will be speaking to my counterpart and explain how serious the issue is. But in the field, we have generals both from Turkey and Russia, and these generals are in contact and carrying out, holding meetings. And depending on these talks, we are running our operations. From CNN Turk, my name is Zeynep. The US president declared the plan of the century. and they will have an extraordinary meeting. You talked to Mahmoud Abbas on phone the other day, and with Haniyeh, Hamas leader, you met. What would you like to say about this? What will be the next move, the attitude Turkey will adopt after this point? Distinguished friends, about this plan on Friday and also before Friday, I made some statements and said that this is not a peace plan but an occupation plan. And um, beyond that statement of mine, I would like to say that there are certain conclusions, certain items we have identified, and these are of importance. The first thing is that in the text there are statements that read the Palestinian side, but this is deceiving. In the text, it says the Palestinian side accepts that the Jewish settlements are within the borders of Jerusalem. And it also talks about the establishment of an independent Palestinian state. It's a lie. And the collection of Hamas weapons and demilitarizing Gaza. This is what also the statement says. Hamas, let's say, will drop their weapons, but what about the weapons held by Israel? And what about the nuclear weapons that Israel holds? This is not possible. So somehow, in those territories, there are people resisting for their good. And the other day, I had a meeting with the leader of Hamas in Istanbul, and PKK, YPG, PYD. So they are meeting with with the relevant parties in America, in Russia, but they say that we should not be holding any meeting with our counterparts. This is not possible. But when we do so, when we hold meetings, some are being disturbed. And the other thing is about the 4-year period. This is another big problem here. And they call it the agreement of the century, and it is of 80 pages. The United Jerusalem is the capital of the Israeli state, they say. And also the United Jerusalem. It is the capital, but the West Jerusalem, Abudisk village, it says, and Netanyahu will be there. The Palestinians living abroad, they're not allowed to be repatriated. This is the biggest disaster. So those Palestinians living outside Palestine, they will not be able to return their homes. This is what the statement, what the agreement says. This is a murder. This is a disaster. And it talks about the independent Palestinian state and an American embassy to be opened there, and establishment of a joint commissary, and $50 billion to be allocated for the independent Palestinian state. These are all lies. They have been telling those lies for years. And these are all the things that are to the good of Israel, not the Palestinians. And they do not even grant the money, the amounts that they collected through the taxes levied. And they did disconnect the water, the electricity, and many other utilities to Gaza. And they say that that Palestine will recognize the Israeli state. It's like an order, an instruction, and to improve the relations with the mediating countries, they say we will work. But the answer to that is, as you know, was given during the Arab League meeting, even though it came as a surprise. I hope that the Arab League will preserve their foresight regarding that matter. This is, if you will, the current picture now. And Netanyahu with Trump held a press conference, and that press conference was very much meaningful indeed. A person who lost the elections and who is in an interim government now comes together with Trump, and three ambassadors of three Arab states were present at that press conference, and they clapped for the agreement declared, and this is, if you will, a manifestation of derogation. Is there anything else? I believe not. Thank you. And according to the recent, the updated information, 46 locations were hit through airstrikes, through Fırtına, and it means that our operation is continuing decisively.